What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome back to MKO Boxing, aka MKO Pugilism, where we talk all things boxing. Do remember to like and subscribe on YouTube and also follow me on TikTok. So let's get into this one. So recently, Gervonta Tank Davis announced that he is going to be retiring from boxing. In his own words, he said that come the end of 2025 or come 2025, I think it was the end of 2025, he said, I'm out of it. And the person interviewing him, I think it was Fight Hub TV, said, well, what do you mean by you're out of it? He said, well, I'm out of this sport. I'm out of the sport. He went on to say that boxing is trash and this and that, and he's tired of the sport and he's fed up and he's bored, etc., etc. And he's going to be out of the sport. He's got, he's not going to be in it. He mentioned that he wants to have 3 fights next year, 2025, and that's it. That's going to be his run. He said that there is a name he wants to call out. He's going to call out after he fights Lamont Roach, but he refused to give that name of who it is he's fighting. So, yeah, just going to share a few of my thoughts on this. Now, for me personally, going by Gervonta Tank Davis's career, first thing I'll say is that he's done better than I would say 90% of boxers that turn pro. He's achieved something special in being a world champion, different ways. I mean, a lot of it, some of them were baby belts, but by him becoming a world champion, his achievements so far are better than, the vast majority of boxers who do turn professional. Most boxers will never win a world title. So in that respect, he's done, he's achieved something there. But also, secondly, I would say that he's also kind of avoided most of the top fighters that have been in and around his weight division. And I always bring up these examples, in these videos, and I'll bring up several examples of opponents that he hasn't fought, but have fought each other. Teofimo Lopez, not the greatest fighter in the world, but a very good fighter, former unified champion at lightweight and everything, and he's up at 140, beat Josh Taylor there. Again, you got guys like him. He was young like Gervonta Tank Davis. He stepped up. He fought Lomachenko, who was a guy at the time. You got guys like Devin Haney. Okay, people can rubbish him all they want, but Devin Haney was unified and undisputed champion at lightweight, and he fought the guys that were around. He's fought Lomachenko. He fought Kambosos. All that, he's mixed it because at a time there were these guys. There were, Lomachenko was around, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and even George Kambosos, another guy that not at the same level skill wise as Gervonta Tank Davis, but he's stepped up. He's fought Lomachenko. He's fought Teofimo Lopez and beat him. When Teofimo was a champ. So the thing with Tank Davis is he's always been, while his peers have been doing that, sort of mixing it up and winning the belts, and some win, some lose, whatever. But these names that I've mentioned, and there's other names out there, but these guys that I've mentioned are some of the top guys who have all been unified champ at a point. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis has been the odd one out who has not fought any one of these guys. And, people say, he's too good, he's this, he's that. And he's got kind of an echo chamber of fans who see him as someone that does no wrong. But for me, there's always going to be that question mark over him. He could very well be the best of these guys, but the problem with him is because he never fought these guys, he's never fought, Lopez or Haney or Shakur Stevenson recent times. Lomachenko, when it was time for him to fight Lomachenko called him out. Him and Floyd Mayweather were saying, "Oh, Tank is too young, blah blah blah." But it's funny how Devin Haney was also young, and he was calling out Lomachenko, wanting to fight him. Teofimo Lopez was also a young fighter, young prospect when he was going to fight, but they didn't care. They just wanted to fight the best. They just wanted to fight Lomachenko. They didn't care that they were young. And in boxing's a young man's game anyway. So why would you use your age as an excuse that, oh, I don't want to fight him? Because at the end of the day, in it, boxing, anything can happen. You can get beat, you can get knocked out. But anyway, Tank has, in his career, he's been sort of playing it safe for the last several years. I think the only one I can go back to where there was a bit of a question and I didn't know too much about him was when he fought Jose Pedraza. That was the last sort of big step up for him. And it's like every fight since Jose Pedraza, even Pitbull gave him a run, Ryan Garcia, it's always been these guys that we know he's going to beat. They've got decent record on paper, either undefeated or they might have taken one loss like this guy, Lamont Roach. But Tank's a massive favourite to beat him. The same with the previous opponent he fought, Frank Martin. Again, yeah, a decent record on paper, but not one of the elite guys, not one of the guys that are actually the champions at the moment. It's just kind of an obscure guy with a decent record who we know he's going to beat. And he's just been playing it safe for all these years since Jose Pedraza. And he's been kind of talking about other opponents, talking crap about Shakur Stevenson and some other guys that they're rubbish and I'll do this and I'll do that. But he's not been fighting the top guys. He's been avoiding them. So at the end of the day, for me, I think in a sense it's a disappointment because you can see he's still a very good talent. But in the same sense, I would also say it's kind of a good thing in a way for boxing that he does retire because in boxing it's this diva-ish attitude kind of ruins us, not completely ruins the sport because other guys have fought each other, but it kind of ruins things in a way because he's got this kind of diva-ish attitude where he thinks he's the best, but he doesn't want to sort of fight the other guys that are also at the top of their game. He's always fighting these safe fights. So for me, I think in a sense, it is kind of good that he does retire because he's not actually fighting the best. He's fighting these safe fights where everybody knows he's going to win. He's always in all his fights since that Pedraza fight. He's been a big favorite to win. I mean, even Ryan Garcia, people bring that up, but he's better. He's a lot better than Ryan Garcia, and I knew he was going to beat Ryan Garcia. So did everybody else, apart from maybe Ryan Garcia's fan base. But all the fights are just these safety first fights. We know he's going to win. So for me, I think if he's going to carry on like that, then it is better that he retires. He's got millions in the bank, and at the end of the day, he's also not taken significant damage. He's not, his head's okay. I think he's okay neurologically. He's not slurring his words or anything like that. He's a kid, he's in a good state, he's in good condition. So I think, yeah, as much as, yeah, it's a disappointment in a way, but because he's not fighting the best, he's just fighting these safe fights that we know he's going to win. It is better if you're going to keep doing that you do just retire. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. And until next time, it's MKO Boxing over and out.